Well, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host, Josh, and we are here for our first ever 5 takeaways on the game that we just witnessed. An absolute massacre between the Cayman Islands and Team Canada, where we won 11-0. So for those of you guys who are probably new to the series, new to the channel, this is what we do after each one of our Borussia Dortmund games, is just taking 5 takeaways. And I like doing a bit of a community 5 takeaways, which is reaching out to you guys in the chat, seeing what your guys' big takeaways were from the 11-0 scoreline. So we'll be quick, we'll be kind of straight to the point. So if you guys want to give me 5 takeaways that you guys took from this game, it can be kind of anything. I'll take a look in the chat, see which ones I like, and then we can roll on from there. So it was such a good performance, though, from a side that you'd expect that from, but nonetheless, it was a game that needed to happen, and it needed to happen in the way because there was a big worry about whether this game was going to be played, whether it wasn't going to be played, and the fact that if the 3-0 victory was handed to us, it would have really hurt the goal difference that we were looking to get. So Canada went up there and decided to put 11 past them. So yeah, I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better performance than just that. Juan says 11-0. We got a couple of cool faces in there. Someone looks happy. I am happy. I mean, I expected a pretty solid victory against this Cayman Islands side. I didn't know how much better they were or worse they were against Bermuda, so I didn't really know what to expect. We had a complete shakeup in our lineup with only 2 of the original starting 11 from the game against Bermuda in Kyle Larin and Alphonso Davies starting this match, but we played in a different shape, a 4-3-3, and it was pretty interesting to see. I think that's going to be my first takeaway, is that the adaptability of this squad. And the thing I really like about this Canadian squad is that we got some real talents that can play in a variety of different positions. Kyle Larin, for example, is someone who I've told you guys can play it on the wings because that's where he's playing with his club team, Besiktas, as well can play through a striker. He's got a goal again today. He's got 4 goals now in 2 games, and he's looking absolutely incredible. But if we ever need to push him out to the wing, we can make that change. Same as Alphonso Davies. He's someone who we saw played in the 4-4-2 in the Bermuda game. Very involved, very active in the lineup, and of course he would be when he's as talented as he was, and it's going up the pitch left, right, and center. But he played more of a restricted little left back position today. It was still an 11-0 scoreline, so you know he's going to get up there and get involved in the games when need be, and he did exactly that. And it was honestly a pretty fun thing to see. And knowing that we can change shape, and this team could easily play a 3-4-3 if it wanted to, a 3-4-1-2. It has played a 4-4-2, and today played in a 4-3-3, which I thought were kind of shapes that I would like to see this team kind of get into, and it was a really positive takeaway for myself. Number 1, Canada are bullies. See? Well, I can adjust that. But yes, I mean, it was a huge scoreline. 11-0 scoreline is nothing to play around with, and that is going to be my second takeaway. And it's not quite that the Canadians are bullies. We're nice Canadians, we know that. But the second takeaway for me is definitely going to be the fact that we knew we had to go in there. We had to get a job done. The goal difference could play a huge factor in this qualifying group. If we go into that last match, like I said, with a inferior goal difference than Suriname does, and we draw, then that is lights out. Our campaign is over before it even started. So knowing that we had to go into a match like this and put in a massive result, put in a big shift, and get in a huge result, probably a higher scoring result than probably was expected, is pretty cool to see. Green Dog says, I was checking the players and don't know how Canada is playing down there. Yeah, man. Canada are better than Ireland forever. The hardest team, yeah. Yeah, the Ireland squad is a different one. But the other thing I want to point out for the third takeaway is that this is a record. The biggest ever victory for Canada, not defeat. The biggest victory ever for Canada as we picked up an 11-0 victory today. It just shows, like I said, in my opinion, this is probably the best ever Canada's men's national team I've ever seen play. I'm only 24, but from the sounds of it, it's probably one of the best ones to ever play, and it's about time that I guess they broke that record and really solidified that this is a team that people should look out. They're going to see that 11-0 scoreline, and they're going to be terrified, as they should be, because this team has been absolutely fantastic since they've kicked off in Bermuda. Against Bermuda and took that victory, which leads into my fourth takeaway, and that is the fact that we have, honestly, depth in this squad. We had a starting 11 for the Bermuda squad, like I said, it was drastically different than the one that played today, and I was a little almost not nervous because I was pretty confident that we were going to win, obviously, but I was still a little bit skeptical that we rested a lot of the guys who I saw had a good shift against Bermuda, and it just showed that everyone on the pitch could really play. And yeah, it was pretty cool to see. And we had someone, Tibbet said, as a goalkeeper, I always love to see a clean sheet. Clean sheet was important, unfortunately, for our boy Borjan. He had that spill in the Bermuda game. I wouldn't hold it too much against him. I still think he's our starting keeper. But yeah, and the whole team, it showed that everyone on this team has a part to play. Everyone pretty much did a job, and it was fantastic to see us get over the line here with a big victory. But I am gonna go into my final takeaway, and it is going to be kind of a neutral side. Now, we had a big 5-1 victory against Bermuda. We had an 11-0 victory against the Cayman Islands. Now, those are huge results. Like, we are sitting top of the table, which is fantastic, but we cannot get complacent right here. That Suriname game has to be something we keep our eye on. The Aruba game will probably look a little similar to what went on today against the Cayman Islands, but we have to go in with a little bit of composure into that game, not knowing that we're going to steamroll them, but we're going to go in there with a good fight, knowing that they're a strong squad as well, and we need to get the job right on the day. I'm talking about players, personnel, tactics, everything have to go well to be able to get to the next round of our qualifying campaign. But all in all, man, we won 11-0 today and had some performance. I called a Cavallini brace. He showed me up and got a hat trick to make up for the poor outing he had in the first opener, so I think he'll be pretty satisfied with that. But it is good to see. Green Dog says, it's set the round is not away in home matches. Or it sucks, is I'm assuming what you meant. But we need to win against Suriname for sure, and they will lose against Canada. I absolutely agree. They made the World Cup in '86. I think Canada, this will be the second time I've seen them qualify for the World Cup. If they can qualify, because they will. I like the positivity, my man, absolutely. And it was a huge performance. It was sensational stuff to see. We got some people saying that they wish Canada and Ireland could swap groups. Yeah, got a tough Irish supporter here, but it was good to see, man. For a Canadian who's been following their national team for a long, long time, it's incredible to see the way that they're growing and seeing that they can compete and that there's a solid chance that we can actually qualify for the World Cup. But it's one step at a time. I don't want to get carried away with two big, important wins, but it's a great way. Not seeing our country play for a long period of time and seeing them come in here, put in a huge effort like they needed to do, and now they move on. They need to regroup. They need to come back in June now and hopefully carry on and get into the qualification process for the World Cup, and they'll be in the likes of Jamaica, the Costa Ricas, the US, the Mexico teams, and we'll see what they're really made of there. But that is a little 5 takeaways we wanted to do here on the channel just to bring it in. It's a nice little segment we like to do here after our games. It was an important one, and I had a lot of support today from a lot of you guys out there, and it means a lot to me, especially being able to talk about my national side like this and seeing a lot of the other support. And it was honestly, it was an incredible weekend before we get back into some club competition there. But it is very cool to see. I really support all of you guys, and hopefully that the Canadian national team can move forward, get going, and we got some great support here. So guys, with that, I see. I'm not sure the next time about Canada men's national team, because we're not going to be playing for a while, but I would like I said, I would like to see some friendlies get lined up to keep the boys fresh. So thank you guys. It was absolutely fantastic, all the support you guys had on the channel so far, and hopefully we keep growing. If you're new around here, be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and we will see you next time.